Hey everyone, so today I'll be talking about the differences between the Nikon D7000 and the Nikon D90, so keep watching to learn more. So first off, before we start the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and leave a comment below saying that you subscribed. I will do my best to reply to as many comments as possible. So today I'll be comparing 10 different features of both the Nikon D90 and the Nikon D7000. Number 1, we're going to compare both Cmos image sensors. The D90 has a 12.9 megapixel APS-C Cmos image sensor that shoots sharp, crispy images that open up to about 33 megabytes per image. The D7000 has a 16.2 megapixel Cmos APS-C image sensor that also takes stunning images, but because of the larger pixel size, it has more resolution, which creates a much larger RAW file. This is extremely important when editing and cropping a RAW file because you have so much more data to work with. Number 2, the size and feel of both cameras is considerably different. The D7000 has a magnesium alloy body shell with a thicker rubber coating on the hand grip and rear part of the camera, giving the D7000 a sturdier feel while also containing weather sealing compared to its predecessor, the Nikon D90. The D7000 body weighs about 1.83 pounds without the battery or card, and the Nikon D90 weighs about 1.6 pounds without the battery and card. The D90 has a plastic aluminum body to make it handy for travel, but it lacks in feeling like a professional camera because of this. It is also not weather sealed. Number 3. Illuminated autofocus points. The D7000 has 39 autofocus points compared to the D90 that only has 11. This gives you the ability to have sharper focus on the subject that you are shooting. So for me, I would consider this a big plus on the D7000. Number 4, card slots. This one is the most important differences to me on these cameras. The D90 has only one single SD card slot and can only hold a max capacity of a 32 gigabyte memory card, while the D7000 has two SD card slots and can hold memory cards all the way up to 128 gigabytes per card. For me, that's a ton of storage. Yes, you can get a lot of pictures out of this, but to top it off, you can use the extra card slot to back up the other memory card or use it as extra rollover storage. I mean, seriously, that's pretty awesome. Number 5, frames per second. The Nikon D90 has a continuous shooting mode, which can take up to 4.5 frames per second, while the D7000 has 6 frames per second in its continuous shooting mode. This might not sound like a big difference, and it really isn't, but the buffer rate on the D90 fills up really quick and stops dead right in the middle of shooting, and you can lose those perfect shots that you could have had. The D7000 takes a long time to fill up, making it the perfect camera to use because those 6 frames per second actually really count. This is because of the new image processor that Nikon has installed into this newer camera. It causes the camera to be much faster, gives you better image quality, and better battery life. And this is why you don't see the buffering as slow on the D7000 compared to the D90. For me, this is huge. Number 6, batteries. The Nikon D90 has a battery that was universal with many cameras, including the D80, D300, and the D300S, where this time Nikon did a complete change-up to accommodate the new sensor it packs on the D7000. The D90 takes an EN-EL3E battery, and the Nikon D7000 takes an EN-EL15B battery. Number 7, shutter speed. The shutter speed on the Nikon D90 only has a maximum speed of up to 1/4000th of a second, while the Nikon D90 has a much higher shutter speed of 1/8000th of a second. This is great for fast-moving subjects like sports, so you can stop the action and get great focused images. This will stop on hummingbirds, wings, or even on propellers of a helicopter. Number 8, the viewfinder. Viewfinders on both these cameras are the same size while looking at them, but they are actually very different. The Nikon D90 only has a viewfinder that has a pentaprism of real-life coverage of 96%, but the D7000 has a viewfinder coverage of 100%. So when you look through the viewfinder and you shoot the actual image, your photo will come out exactly the same as what you are seeing. Number 9, ISO. The ISO between both cameras is much different because of the new image sensor. The D7000 ISO range is 100 to 25,600. It offers lower noise at higher ISOs, but when you go all the way up to the max ISO, you really are going to see a significant amount of noise. The Nikon D90 has a limited ISO range, with a max only being up to 6400 ISO. Now that's very small compared. And the ISO only starts at ISO 200 and has a low feature that acts as a lower ISO. Unfortunately, the D90 can't handle higher ISOs as well because of the limitation of its older image sensor. And finally, number 10, video functionality. Both these cameras have video functionality. A Nikon D90 can shoot up to 720p at 24 frames per second. The D7000 can shoot up to 1080p at 24 frames per second as well. But sadly, I would say both cameras are pretty useless for today's standards. There are much better cameras out there, fortunately, for video, and I would definitely recommend these cameras only for photography only. So here's my overall opinion of both. The D90 has always been a great camera. It has always been a solid camera that has been very high rated throughout the years, and I still don't mind shooting with it today. The Nikon D90 has always been a great camera, and has always been a solid camera as well, that has been very high rated throughout the years. I still don't mind shooting with it today. It has a great feel, it has great functionality, and I've never gotten a bad photo from it. I would definitely say it's a great backup camera, or a camera to use when you don't want to bring your expensive gear. Now, the D7000 on the other hand, to me is a fabulous camera. When I first started shooting photos with it, I immediately noticed a huge difference. The feel of it is a lot sturdier, it's a lot faster, and it just feels good holding it. Okay. Unfortunately, it does have some focusing issues in low light, but just shine a light on your subject to focus and you should be okay. Also, you want to make sure you update the camera to the latest firmware to get the maximum performance out of this camera. You'll be pleasantly surprised of the amazing colors this camera produces, along with the dynamic range and how well it really does perform. All around, I would choose the Nikon D7000 over the D90, even with the extra weight because the image quality is so much more. But I would have to say that the Nikon D90 would be a great camera to bring with you as a second camera to stick another lens on so you don't have to change out lenses while on a shoot. It is definitely something I have done. Either way, you can't go wrong with these cameras. I hope you enjoyed this video and hopefully it helped you learn some new things about these cameras that you may have not known. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. It really helps me. And if you have any questions, please leave a comment in the comments below. and I will try my best to get back to you as soon as I can. Take care, everyone. Talk to you later. Bye.